Kita dengan kita first and foremost, praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for His blessing to allow us to gather this morning at MyCare. And may peace and blessing be upon Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his families, his companions, and all those who follow his path, inshallah. First I'd like to greet our those who come here this morning. We have Chairman of MyCare, Chairman of Islamic Relief Malaysia, Prof. Ali. I was told that there are some from Ikram, from Burhan. I thought it's Ustaz Burhan, it should be it's different. Welcome to our session today. So we are blessed today with a special guest from United Kingdom. I'm not sure whether everyone's familiar with Dr. Hani, but maybe I will introduce him a little bit. So we are here today with Dr. Hani Al-Banna. He's a doctor and a co-founder and former president of Islamic Relief, which is I believe is the largest Muslim humanitarian organization in the world, established in 1984 in UK. So Dr. Hani has dedicated his life to humanitarian works for the past 3 decades, and has worked with communities in over 70 countries. So he has received various recognition, most notably from the Order of the British Empire from the late Queen Elizabeth II. Currently, he is chairing several forums: Muslim Charities Forum, the Humanitarian Forum, the World Humanitarian Action Forum, aiming to foster a bridge between humanitarian organizations worldwide, particularly between Muslim organizations and Western NGOs. Without further ado, because this is Friday, I would like to welcome Chairman. Maybe we can accompany Dr. Hani Al-Banna in France. Hopefully he will not be,
You'll be spoken.
And Dr. Said as well, in France. I'm not sure whether Dr. Hani remember me because I met him personally in 2007, the summer of 2007 in UK, where we have a gathering between the Muslim brothers Malaysian Muslim brothers in UK and the Muslim Association of Britain, where you presented some, during the summer camp. We have summer camp on that. So without further ado, this is Friday. We have a short bit of time, so I'd like to continue and invite Dr. Hani and to present his speech.
Alhamdulillah wa Rasulullah. Thank you very much for asking me to come and speak with you, not speak to you. Because if I speak to you, that maybe I'm having some different status. But speak with you, that maybe you are equal. I'm very happy to come to Malaysia again and again and again. And this could be my 30th or 29th anniversary of coming to Malaysia, actually. So Malaysia is not something new for me. Malaysia is some dream was for me. MyCare is one of the fruits that I would love to see, because it is caring or it cares about myself and everybody else as a local organization. Localization is the success of any movement, of any government, of any theology. Without the local community, we cannot go anywhere. The local community is full of resources, untapped resources, not only in KL, everywhere in the jungles. He found the knowledge there is not in KL. If we utilize their knowledge, we'll make KL as a universal city, not just a local or national or international city. Quite often we undermine the local community, especially if they are living in jungles, shanty towns, marginalized, different ethnic minorities. I said, no. Sorry, they are more knowledgeable sometimes than us, and they might have talent that we don't have. So MyCare for me is this kind of local organization which should tap its roots into the depth of the territory of Malaysia. Not just to be stuck in KL or Penang or Kedah or whatever you call the big districts. No. There's areas which you can get the best that nobody else can find. When you roll up the sleeves and the trousers and go there in the middle of the mud, in the middle of the dust, when actually the snakes, the scorpions, the insects, the hot weather, actually, and get the jewels. Because jewels is not found in the city. Jewels are in the shanty town. Jewels are in the periphery. Jewels are in the outside that nobody can actually reach. I'm very happy and very motivated by you, sir, by all the young people whom they think they are young, but I'm younger than all of them. How old are you, sisters? Maybe 20. All of them will be in the 20s. No sister will be above 20. I'm still 37. So we can match. You can match me. You can match me. You can match me. You can match me. My message today is never start because you don't have resources. Because resources will come to the people who believe in their mission. It doesn't work other ways. You don't have to wait for a millionaire or for a government or for a businessman to give you the first push. The first push comes from the mother when she had her baby out. Then the help will come later on. It's very, very simple when we look at our life. We say that the first push comes from myself. Once I do my effort, then everybody else will come and help. But if I do nothing, nobody will come. And if anybody comes to me, they will be in charge of myself. So we start from zero. To be the zero starter. From the zero starter, which is zero, is a number. It's not a minus, it's a positive number. Then you go forward and forward and forward. And the first 10 years of any organization are the most difficult years. Are the most difficult years. You don't see much fruits. Tired, exhausted. We still cannot pay the salaries for our employees. Can get more partnership with people. Can be recognized. Keep going. You cannot be recognized overnight. You cannot be recognized just because you have a great idea or a smart individual. No, it takes time to let the deep roots of the seed of your idea to go deep in the depth of earth. Then the vegetation will come, then the tree will come, then the fruits will come. It's not something happened overnight. But I'm very happy that the people in the room are all young, and this is my dream. My dream is, which I sometimes fail to achieve it, but I'm still trying. I cannot give up. Ali Hassan and others will know that I don't give up. I give them headache, but I don't give up. I give the headache, but don't give up. My dream is second generation, third generation leadership. If you have your time in your leadership, space should be left for the coming generation. When I left the Islamic Relief 2008, people say, Alhamdulillah that you left out without having a scandal, either financial or or relation, or relation. Because in the field of humanitarian work, you mix with a lot of widows and a lot of young girls, very vulnerable, extremely vulnerable. We learned this from the time of Bosnia, of these young girls have been abused by humanitarian workers, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. That's why in my new philosophy of thinking, I will never allow a man to be in charge of communication with widows and young children, or with vulnerable women in camps. But they are always, one of the camps was in Chad, receiving the refugees coming from Darfur. In 1 year, they found the number of pregnant women are more than the number of married women. Okay? That means something else happened. The children have been born because of the relationship. They found that the drivers of these organizations are abusing the woman. So myself, it's nothing to do with Islam. It's not to do with religion. It is the feeding. Don't let a vulnerable woman be exposed to a man. And here you can say that Islam said this 1446 years ago. Now, after 1446 years ago, you come and tell me, do not do it, don't do the mix. Yes, we did this all this time. Now you go back. When you find the number of the babies born to mothers are more than the number of the married women who were pregnant at that time. Actually, this one, when I looked at leadership from the men, young men and young women. And because why? Because our society, 70 to 80% of it is made out of men and women and children, young men and women and children. And the rest will be younger men like myself and yourself. But importantly, while you are in position, you have to empower. Don't tell me that I'm going to teach them after I leave. No, absolutely wrong. Empowerment means when you are a CEO, when you are a chairman, you invest in the younger generation. Younger generation has to see you with them, not to see you in a boardroom, not to see you in a lecture room, not to see you in a meeting, not to see you when you come and say good morning, hey, and have time for it. No time for it, no. When you are in position, whether you like it or not, your job description is to create the second leadership, the third leadership, open door policy for men and women, young men and young women to come to your office and you mentor them and you train them and you tell them the stories. They have not seen MyCare when it started. They have not seen Islamic Relief when they did not have an office. Well, our first office, maybe shared office, after 2-3 years, shared the room. Shared room after 2 or 3 years, 1986. We used to walk from door to door, street to street, shop to shop, to raise the pounds and the pennies. Maybe Ali knows the story, and most of the Malay students who used to study in UK at the time. We built the Islamic Relief on the shoulders of young people like you. Secondary school students and university students. Very few postgraduates came to us at that time. But this is how we started. Young and vibrant individuals who have no time, no limit for time, no limit for effort, no limit even for vision. You know what? Tell me what? Tell me what? Tell me what? Sleeping. Say what? 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 Why? Why do you say what?
You asked to tell me what.
One of the younger volunteers of Islamic Relief in 1989, she was very excited, telling me, We want the Islamic Relief plane. We want the Islamic Relief train. We want the Islamic Relief, what else? Ship. We want the Islamic Relief trucks. At that time there was a flood in Sudan, in Khartoum. And the Minister of Defense, Minister of MOF, what do you call it in English? No, defense. Not the Foreign Office. Was sending planes to Sudan. You know what happened after he told me what? I said, okay, let me talk to the Ministry of Defense. I called them. I told them, Ministry of Defense means intelligence, means security, means everything is recorded and kept and everything watched. I said, good morning. He said, good morning. Who are you, sir? I said, my name is so-and-so from Islamic Relief. Oh, what do you want? I said, I want a plane. He said, what? This is because I was a volunteer. Brother Zaid, how are you? How are you, sister? Good to see you. May Allah bless you. I want a plane. Come on, front. He said, what do you want the plane for? I said, to send it to Sudan. He said, okay, the time is over, I will send all our planes. Okay, fine. You know what happened after this? I met a minister came to visit us in 2003, 14 years later. You know what she told me? You have been watching for the last 14 years. I said, what? Watching? I started to recap what I have done wrong 14 years ago. It was this excited young woman told me, I want a plane, I want a plane, I want a train, I want what. They recorded the name of Islamic Relief. They're observing it. Because if you have the gut to talk to the intelligence, that means we'll watch you. They didn't do anything wrong, but actually I've been watched as I was told. Alhamdulillah. And I said to the minister, I have nothing to lose. I say what I want to say. I know. But what you know what she told me? Look at your ceiling and look at your employees and see if they report. They can do whatever they want. Because what I say in a dark room and a closed room is what I say in public. Alhamdulillah, that's why we stay after 40 years up till now. When I left Islamic Relief, we had those young, vibrant individuals like yourself. I was the first CEO, but the following 5 CEOs were the young people who started in the 90s. I used to call them the golden team of the 90s, or the late 80s and early 90s. Like you have got the class 92 of Manchester United, which has been defeated by Liverpool. 3-0 or 3-1, I can't remember. 3-0. Or the Ahli team, which was going to the second division in 1967 in Egypt, and 1974 they got somebody to get the student class, which is the one league 10 years after all. So this golden era made by young people. The second CEO was one of those young people, Harun Atala, remember his name. The third one was Salah Saeed, originally Yemeni. Actually, he was a data entry man. Now, you know what? Say what? I'm not going to teach you. Say what? What? And he is the head of DEC of UK. DEC is the largest coordination body in the humanitarian field in UK. They report straight to the government and they quite often meet the king. So I say, the third CEO was one of our young people. The fourth one was one Islamic Relief from USA, his name Ashmawi. The fifth one was from the Golden Group, was Nasruddin Haj Hamid. Do you know Nasruddin Haj Hamid? Okay. Number 6 is Wasim Ahmed. Wasim Ahmed met me 2002 in Baluchistan in Pakistan. I told him, what do you want to do? You know what he said at that time? And you can quote him. Straight to my face, I want your job. As he was at the age of 20 something, as an officer in the middle of Balochistan. Now he is the CEO of Islamic Relief. Very proud of them. So while you are in position, while you are in leadership, you have to create the leadership. You have to pass on the stick. But what? Not my stick. If I give them my stick, they will be crippled or be disabled. I have to give it to you. And you have to all the time open the door. Come in. No, not there. This man. This brother Harris. Leave it. It will record you.
He's a young man.
He's a young man. He has been roasting me. What have you been asking? Tell them. Now I'm telling you to become a speaker. Go on, don't talk to me.
I ask you.
No, go on. Don't look at me. I'm studying bandit. Forget about me.
Okay, I asked him a lot of questions. Most of them are politics, and lots of the questions are when he established Islamic Relief and how the youth are being empowered during the early years of Islamic Relief. Is it true?
I'm just fixing his head.
Yeah, because
Don't look back.
yeah, all the way during
Don't look back.
2 days with him, he always asks me, "What's your question?" So inside the car, at the hotel, so the similar question I've been asked almost 12 times. What is your question? After another. So I exhausted of questions. Yeah. Yeah. That's all for me.
Any, have mercy on him.
Not roasting, just a tough questions.
Speaking Malay.
Bukan roasting, tapi soalan yang sukar.
Is that all?
Yeah.
You don't speak Malay? So I learned a lot from him. Never ever think that I was teaching him. Every question for me is an added value and an added knowledge and a test. Either I fail or I fail before I succeed. I quite often fail. Alhamdulillah, is that right? Brother Ali? Failed many times. But when I failed, I tried again. In my license for becoming a medical doctor in UK, I failed 5 times. In my marriage, I was refused 4 times or 5 times.
Wow.
Despite the fact I was very handsome.
You almost failed your PhD.
And I failed the PhD. I failed here. That's right. Not I almost. I failed. That's right. I failed the PhD. I failed miserably in my medical doctorate. It's called doctorate on MD. You know why? See why? Why?
Islamic Relief.
It was my first visit to Saudi Arabia to fundraise for Islamic Relief. And stupidly enough, I did not correct my English, which my English was super, of course. I did not know the difference between is and are and why and where. And then I did not check my references. 2 examiners, one of them said, Anil Banna is Hamar yani Hamar, which is donkey. And he failed me miserably. He was a surgeon, neurosurgeon. The second one was a pathologist, because I was a pathologist. He said, Anil Banna is a pioneer. Come on, brother. He's a pioneer. Because what I have done for the body, for the fetuses, actually has not been done before. But I'm not going to talk into my doctor's list. But I failed. And when I failed, I was brought to the head of the Royal College of Pathologists, which was the head of the department of the Birmingham University, and they gave me 1 year, major failure, to succeed. You know what? Alhamdulillah. Now they are welcome. What did I give my gratitude to in my thesis?
What?
No, to whom? My gratitude.
In your field?
Huh? In the thesis, the introduction. Gratitude.
The one they call you donkey.
Huh?
The one they call
The one who called me donkey. No. Yes, anybody else? Anyone? Sister, stand up. Say it. Your wife, your mother. I said it to Allah. And I asked one of my brothers, if you remember him, Dr. Ahmad Isa, who was Hafiz, to chronologically write the verses of creation of man. Because my thesis was about the children with no brain, with spina bifida, with open sac at the back, and with no backbone. I mean, no spine, no central cord. So the development. So Ahmad Isa, 3 pages. My gratitude was for 3 pages. Can you imagine? Not one sentence to my dog, to my wife, to my neighbor. No, it was 3 pages and a half for me. Say all the creation, the steps of the creation of man. At the bottom, Allah, from this year to this year. No publisher, just Allah and the Quran. One of the examiners sat me down. What all this Quran is about? At the time, my beard, Bismillah, mashallah, now I'm A'udhu Billah, that's right. And I told him, isn't it a scientific knowledge? In a very firm. He said, yes. I said, do you want me to take it off? He said, no. You cannot take science from my thesis about the steps of creation of man. When you are confident in your subject, you make the introduction to whom you like. And here, Allah is the one, and His book is His words. And I passed after I failed. So this is it, young people. Do your homework right and perfectly, and more than anybody else. The one who led me to pass, because I used to dissect the body. You know the body? The abortions. The back here. I used to take the nerves from the bones. 32 on the right, 32 on the left, and the whole central nervous system would be 5 or 6 centimeters. You can imagine this is done by needles, with a microscope, with a lens. And pathologists say that it's pioneering, never been done before. On human being, be done by on embryo, chick embryo, or pig, or whatever it is. Coming back to this, work hard, because you are young. You have the energy, you have the power, you have the time. Produce the data, keep asking, learn, and fail. Don't be upset when you fail. Don't be upset when the train left your station. Take the second train, the third train, the fourth train, because what you want is to reach. To reach what you want. And this is what you see nowadays about Gaza, about Palestine, about Yemen, about Sudan, about all this, Uyghur, about Rohingya, about Kashmir. Don't let this news to upset you or to make you demoralized. No way. No way, 100%. Take it as a step forward to make the change. Don't think that we are weak. We are very strong, but we cannot identify the source of our strength. Try to find the source of our strength in ourselves first. before looking at the marginalized community in our society. This is a message for myself and you. If I go back to start again, I will advise myself to work as hard as I can, to ask to anybody and everybody to guide me, to learn from anyone before I start to compose my answer or to find my way. Actually, don't just start without asking people for guidance. Work hard and ask the senior people in the organization or in the street. They'll give you the answer, inshallah. And this is my short message to you today. And I'm waiting to be roasted or grilled or boiled by you. So who's going to be the first roaster? Yes? Huh? You have to ask questions. Huh? Open the floor. Yes, sister, don't be shy. I know the Malay. My first visit to Malaysia, I was guided by 2 young women. Take me around from Habib here in 1995. Be more powerful than them. Stand up and ask. Brothers, don't be shy. Sisters, stand up and ask. Go on. Not after 29 years, we don't ask. The sisters of 1995 were very powerful. Yes?
You can ask in Malay.
Who's can bring? You can ask in Malay. You can ask in Malay. I speak Malay. Okay. Come on, brother. Come on. Come on, look. I said come here.
Ustaz.
Everything is clear. We can ask in Arabic. Kasi tak bagi dia pergi ke depan.
Malay. Speak in Malay. Yes, sister. We have not much time. Today is Friday.
Yeah.
Here, come on, brother. Come forward. No, it's not okay for me. Because you have to speak to the BBC and all the cameras in the room.
Just a quick one. Small is 95. If I know then Abu.
Huh?
If I know Abu,
Me?
your room. Anyway, when you came back, you told us that you met Mahathir.
Oh yes, many times.
95.
No, 2002.
2002, and I think in the 90s also. I'm just wondering, when you came here to set up Islamic Relief, I think there were quite a few non-governmental organization that goes into helping Muslim and non-Muslim. I think we have HCI from Canada, Human Concern International, which is also quite advanced at the time. How do we move forward in the situation where we have a lot of front? You have the Palestinian, the Myanmar, Rohingya, and also locally there is also quite a number of issues. So from experience, can you share how we move forward in terms of tackling all this without being despair? You mentioned just now, just hope for the next trade. Thank you, Sir.
I think what he's talked about is coordination. We don't stop because there's too many problems. Problems will happen. Whether actually Rohingya, Uyghur, Gaza, Palestine, Yemen, Syria, Libya, Sudan, it will come. Every time it's coming. But what we need to do actually is how to coordinate, how to communicate, and how to connect. This is what we are failing. Because of the competition. We think that if we coordinate, we lose the money. Because we tell them our project. Very honestly, sisters and brothers, Rizq is written for your organization. It's written, finished. Do the effort. Rizq is not going to be given to other organization when you tell them what you do. Allah decides for them and decides for you, but you have to do the effort. Compassion is more important than being afraid, actually, of the rizq or the income to be decreasing.
Rezeki.
Huh?
Rezeki. We call it risky.
Ah, okay. Risky is mean risk.
Yes.
Not risk.
Because risk can be R-I-S-K.
Risky.
Risky, yeah.
Okay. This is very important. What you need, we started Muslim Child's Forum. The discussion started in nearly 1995 to 2004. Took us 5 years, as I was telling you in the car, to sat down 5 organizations to discuss how can they coordinate, not to assimilate. How can they communicate? How can they trust one another? And 5 Muslim charities in the West, not in the East, which should be more open, more educated, more inclusive. It took us 5 years. And up till now, a lot of organizations don't want to join because of the ego and the logo. If you have the ego and the logo, you will never grow up. You'll be always, all the time, small organization. Nobody is going to take your rights from you, to steal your projects. We started a project called Qurbani. Qurbani, yes? And Ramadan. And the older organization after us use the same hadith, the same sentences. So what? Rizq will go for them, we'll take more hasana. Because more blessing, because we are the first to start. If you are the first starter, you get more blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that's the start. So your generation have to start to communicate with others, have to start to connect with others, to build bridges. Otherwise, we cannot build a very solid civil society sector in Malaysia. If we don't do that, we'll be vulnerable. We'll have this kind of fragile state, because the state needs very solid civil society institution to cement the ground and let the people to stand on a very firm ground. Communication, networking, bridge building, and partnership. These are the challenge for the younger generation. If we fail to do it, you have to do it. We will not succeed unless we do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second question? Come on. Come on, Mr. Harris. And we need to take 1 or 2 questions from the sisters as well. Can't come to Malaysia with the sisters. Malay.
Boleh. Okay, soalan saya, Doktor. Tadi kita ada berbincang tentang kejayaan sebenar adalah untuk melahirkan pemimpin dan generasi pemimpin seterusnya. Tetapi kita tahu secara realitinya memang kita ada isu tentang old master and young genius, genius muda dan juga sifu tua. Dan perbincangan yang tidak berkesudahan ni dia perlulah ada apa orang cakap bridging, usaha-usaha untuk kita menjambatankan dua generasi. Jadi mungkin Dr. Hani boleh share apa tips untuk old master ni become good coach dan juga yang genius ni become coachable, boleh dilatih, boleh dilentur. Do I need to translate it?
I know, I understood.
You understand?
He said that we are going to have lunch and have.
Shabab and you're going to show you.
He said that, you know what he said? He didn't understand. What he said, the lunch is 12:30. What was the question?
Okay, resonate to your question, to your answer just now about the success is to generate and regeneration of leaders.
Yes. right.
And somehow in reality we have a never-ending dichotomy or debate about old master and young genius.
Okay.
So what's your opinion, or maybe some tips that you can share? How the old master can be a good coach and the young genius can be coachable?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was the worst manager. I was very bad manager. Got it? He agreed because he remember my good old days. I was very bad manager, but they used to trust me because they can find me hard worker, and they find astaghfirullah, I'm not trying to talk about myself. They find a good leader like yourself, a hard worker, sincere worker, but my bad manager. Most of the visionary are not very good managers. Most of the people who have the vision are taking the people by the heart and by the power of trust. And for the young people, what you need to do is trust them. And when they fail, trust them. You remember Khalid Muallad, Brother Ali? Khalid Muallad was my office manager. When I met Ton Mahathir in 2002 or 2003, he was with me in the room. He just came from Iraq. And you know Ton Mahathir, when you meet him, he speaks, because he's a very powerful speaker. It was myself, Khalid, Dr. Jamila Mahmoud, and somebody else from MyCare Malaysia. And on the spot, I told Khalid to speak. You know what? I told Ton Mahathir, Khalid came from Malaysia, so came from Iraq. He said, yes, speak. Khalid was put on the spot as a young man, as an office manager, to lecture Ton Mahathir. Ton Mahathir politely was listening to somebody at the age of his grandson. This is the time to put the individual on the spot. The same one when we went to Sudan, South Sudan, in the House of Commons of South Sudan. And that man was put on the spot again, with the camera around him. Here, you tell the man or the young girl, this is your role. Swim. Don't get drowned. Don't sink. You can do it. You can understand while they are speaking, you stand next to them. Don't let them speak alone. Because if something wrong happened, actually you can actually support them. The trust, the opportunity, and the space. Trust, opportunity, and the space. Trust them, give them the opportunity, and give the space for them to grow. And then after that, give them your experience. Give them your experience. They have to listen to you as a human being. Like I told you, I've been refused 4 times in the marriage. Nothing is secret. I'm like anybody else. Those leaders, you see them on television. They eat, they drink, they feel pain, they become sick, they go to the toilet, and they come out. It's like you. There's not much difference. They've been put on different platforms. So trust them, give them the opportunity, leave the space for them, and teach them about your experience. And be very transparent with them. Because any public figure should be a transparent individual, or translucent even. Not only transparent, translucent. You see through him. And then you can't just stand. You can't stand on a platform without being asked any stupid question, and you have to answer it. And here, your ability to be transparent in your social life, in financial life, to the community. Thank you.
And can I just add a little bit on Tun Mahathir? Your session with Tun Mahathir. Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ali Hassan, for those who do not know me. I've been with Hani since the 1980s in Birmingham. That's why we know we are very close. So when we wanted to start Islamic Relief in Malaysia, we put in the application. But the authorities say no way we can approve this because we cannot use the word Islam. It's only for government agencies, right? So Hani said, no, there is a way, must be a way. And he insisted on making an appointment to see Tun Mahathir was the Prime Minister at the time. So he went and we got the approval. Allahu Akbar. Thank you, Bro Zahid.
This is how it started. You know, but there was something else. Tun Mahathir did not agree like this. We told them our vision is to make Islamic Relief Malaysia is the hub for volunteers for Southeast Asia. Oh, say oh. And he took it serious because he is a man of vision. Said the young Malay can travel the whole region to become the ambassadors, the humanitarian ambassadors of Malaysia. This is how we convinced him. And this is what you need to do. I'll come back in November. I'll come back in November. And they'll see, no. This is what you need to show me in November, inshallah. And this is how a visionary man and dynamic leader, charismatic, approved to give us this license, except because we wanted the young Malay to be the ambassadors of Islam, of humanity to the whole region. And from there, they can go to outside the Southeast Asia region.
Allahu Akbar.
That's you. And that's you as well, sorry. What is the chairman of this group? MyCare, you? Stand up, please. In Malay, tell them your message. Tell them your message in Malay and tell them, I want you to become the ambassadors of the Southeast Asia and the globe. Malay.
Okey, saya nak kita semua menjadi ambassador kepada MyCare Humanitarian Work, boleh? What? Can we? Can we?
When I meet you in Islamic Relief, what do you say? So be careful, huh? Now, the sisters, any one of you, come here to address us. One of you should address us before we close, because we need to go for lunch. No, I'm just joking. Come on, anyone? What is this? No. Come.
Just a simple question.
Give her the telephone, the microphone.
She is responsible for the volunteer development.
Oh, Bismillah.
My name is Adia.
No, this microphone.
I just want to ask a question. Maybe you have inspirational quotes that I can share with my volunteers friend.
Oh, very good.
Just a simple sentence, maybe.
The course will be 3 pages long.
Okay, thank you.
To be very honest, sister, what's your name?
Khairia.
Khairiyya.
Yes.
Anti Khairiyya. Anti Khairiyya. And to be very honest, what you need to do is to be realistic with the volunteers and tell them you can do it. Yes, we will. Not even yes, we can. Use the word yes, we will. But at the end of it, inshallah. Yes, we will, inshallah. Yes, you will, inshallah. Forget about emotional speeches. Can make you cry. Then after that, you find nothing. Definitely. Be realistic, be empowering, and be trusting them. Realistic by telling them it's not easy, it's difficult. But show them the good examples of all the prophets and companions, and even the building of the new Malaysia since the 70s up till now. Malaysia was just backward country in the 60s and 70s. Now, Bismillah, mashallah, education is a success. And Sister Khairiyah, you have to tell them that building a family is more important than building a community. You know why? Because family is the bedrock of building a community, and the bedrock of building a country, and the bedrock of building civilization. And you are Khairiyah, the mother of the family, is the cornerstone. Because you are the nurture of the generation to come. You are the helper of the husband who does not know what to do. So you guide him. Like the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, sometimes quite often give him the advice. So family is extremely important to be kept intact. You have to fight the divorce or the non-marriage. This is very important for all of us. Without sound and strong family, we cannot have society. We cannot have stability. Because the children will come out, the one parent family or single family who never married, and you know, like in the West. Okay? And you don't know where the children come from. Okay? And but here, the family, you have to protect the institution of the mosque, and the imam, the quality of the imam, the institution of the school, which is education, and the quality of the teacher, and the independence of the teacher, and the education of the teacher himself or herself, the institution of research study centers. We don't invest money in it. The institution of the library, to let our children to be able to read, not to play on the games, TikTok, WhatsApp, and others. The institution of museums, to read about the history. I was visiting an Islamic history museum in a city in Switzerland. They struggled to build it. Nobody visited. Nobody visited. If we don't visit the museum, actually, well, the museum will close down. And the museum for us is history. You know the history. Now how our great-great-great-grandparents, whether they were Muslims or not, did it. Because the journey did not start by Tom Mahathir and his government. It started hundreds of years before him. When there was no money, they would live in very, very shanty towns, here and there and here and there. This is what you need to do as mother, Sister Khairiyah, and as auntie. The role of women in Islam, let me finish by saying this. I was reading an article about how the husband used to sell husbands with S, their wives in UK. They could not be able to divorce them. You know why? Because it costs a lot of money. It has to go to the church, it has to go to the parliament, and a lot of money. So he used to, astaghfirullah, to grab his wife like a slave or like a dog. This till the beginning of 20th century. The wife was sold for a few shillings, for a few pounds. And this is not something that we make, it's a history. While our Islam was giving the absolute right to the wife and to the mother and to the woman 1446 years ago. How we present Islam? How can we tell the humanity or the whole world that Islam does not belong to Muslims? Islam belongs to the whole society, to the whole world. The Quran itself is a book of knowledge and guidance, not for the Muslims. Why should we keep it for ourselves without showing others the wealth and the treasure inside the Quran? Quran is not for us only as Muslims, but Quran for us to spread its knowledge to the Muslims and to the non-Muslims. Because if the non-Muslims do not know the value of Quran, so what? He's like any other book. And we do not demean the value of Muhammad by saying Muhammad is the best of these 100 men. You know the book? The most influential 100 people. It can't be put there. No, it can't. You can't just put Muhammad. There was 99 people like myself, like Professor Ali. So it's demeaning. Muhammad is Muhammad. Muhammad is a book by himself. If you want to talk about Muhammad, this is a book called Muhammad. Then a book called anybody else. And this is your dignity. And this is your credibility of standing up for the man who came, who was not educated by University of Malay, by University of Penang, by University of Kedah, what else? Oxford, but by University of Allah. And he became Muhammad. Don't put him next to 100 or 1,000 people. Never. This is where we find ourselves bowing down for the teaching of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which have been inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam, Quran, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And know the one who supported is Allah, the provider is Allah, the merciful is Allah. Everything comes from Allah. No matter what we see nowadays, what's happening to our brothers and sisters in different parts of the world. Any other question for the time? I'm a little bit concerned about the time. Maybe. Last question.
One last question.
From sisters. Let's have positive discrimination for sisters. Oh, what? Sister, if you don't know, say, no. You have to look at me. Sister, hiding yourself. If you don't stand in public in front of your brothers and sisters, you cannot stand in public in front of them, somebody that you don't know. Come and try. What's Fawzia? Fawzia? What's Fawzia? Who's Fawzia?
Dr. Malaysia is our board member of MyCare.
Already in front of other people.
Says Fawzia. Gas bell was it? Bring her.
She said, can
Bring her.
Yeah.
Bring her.
No, bring her.
Okay.
I have one question. How do we educate public who's having a thought of by establishing NGO? Is the easiest way to make money? Establishing NGO is the easiest way to make money.
NGO.
You become a walking role model. They will follow you. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam كان خلقه القرآن أو كان القرآن يمشي على الأرض. Muhammad, like his manner was Quranic and he was a walking Quran. And you, what's her name, sister? Fazila. Sister Fazila, you yourself become this role model at your young age. When you speak, you promise, you fulfill your promise. When you say, I come at a certain time, you come at a certain time. When you say, I cannot do it, you cannot do it. This kind of you becoming very transparent with the community, they will love you. And they will follow you, and they will open their doors and their hearts and give you their children actually to support you. If you are honest enough, everybody will feel your honesty because you speak from your heart. You do not speak by just rehearsing some nice proverbs or good wording said by sheikh or by imam or by whatever it is, or repeating some ayah. A lot of the people who repeat the ayah, we discovered them when the time became dark and difficult and impossible. They changed 180 degrees. You stay as you are. Do what you can do and be very honest with everybody. When we started, Sister Fazila, nobody knew us. No desk, no office, no address, no bank account, nothing. No budget, nothing. Nothing. But we were focusing on our mission and our message. Help the people in Africa at that time. People started to give us £1, £2, £5, £10. We used to go 1 day a week to Muslim Road, Brother Ali, to open a donation box. Our office was a donation box. People come and put a check. You know, Sister Fazila, the largest check that we received in August 19 84 was 1,000 pounds after 8 months. Dr. Ahsan Shabib, if you remember him, the Palestinian, and myself were opening the letter. The envelope said, Allahu Akbar, Takbir, 1,000 pounds after 8 months. And what Ahsan said, this is like £1 billion. Islamic Relief by today is spent billions. Spent. When we went to Chechnya, end of 1991, the second war, our allowance was $10,000. I went with a brother in Kabardin-Balkaria, and Harun was the head of finance at that time. And when we went there, we found that we need more money. We told Harun, can you put another zero next to our 10,000? We convinced him. Then Muhammad and myself went inside Grozny. We saw horror. What you see nowadays in Gaza is not to be compared with what we saw in 1999, November 1999 in Chechnya. Houses were targeted by missiles from the planes. People, I saw a lot of amputees, young children, with their feet and their legs and their arms. The hospital did not have water, electricity, anything. And after visiting Grozny for a few days, we came back with a bigger budget. And we told Harun, he said, what? I said, what? He said,
Another zero.
no, I said what? He said, what? What? Say what? I said, as I said, another zero. He told me, Doc, thank you. Switched off, put the telephone down. You know what we spent over the first 3 months of 2000? $2 to $3 million. Because what? Because we were the first people to reach at that time in a very difficult mission, impossible to go, getting the videos and getting the photographs. The power is the power of media. Okay? People trusted us at the time when nobody else was there. No UN, no committee of Red Cross. No, we were the only one. We spent, not we raised fund. And when I was coming out from this area in 1999, I was body checked for body chest session. When I went back after spending the $2 or $3 million, I have the red carpet. You know who led them to give us the red carpets? Is not the money. It is the prayer of the poor people for us. Always learn, Sister Fazila and Sister Khairiyah and all the brothers here and the sisters, that without the right holders, we stopped calling them beneficiaries anymore. No, never ever. The people who benefit from this work, Sister Fazila, is us. We took our salary as a cut from the income. So we have to respect them because they are a part of the providers or the provision to us. They are the right holders. They are the right holders, not beneficiary, not clients. We are not treating with people in the market. Right holders. Those people, the woman who is widow or displaced, the child who is an orphan, actually, he or she are the people or the middleman and the middlewoman between us and the provider, between us and the merciful, between us and the supporter, between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what you need to put at the back of your mind all the time. Whether you call yourself NGO or BGO or CGO or YGO. All this doesn't make any difference. You have to click, to press the button at the door of Allah. You know who's clicking it for you? This miserable looking orphan or widow. Said, no Allah, Fazila is Fazila. Allah will listen to her. Actually, not to me, not to the donor. You got it? Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's on me. Your time? Us? Go home? I need to have a photo with them.
Subhanallah.
Finish the meeting.
Office meeting.
In Malay,
In Malay. Oh ya, alhamdulillah kita dah selesai sesi dengan konten.
That's Malay. Malay.
Ya, Malay ya.
You speak Malay?
Ya. I cannot speak.
I don't trust his language.
Subhanallah. Alright guys, insyaAllah terima kasih Dr. Hani Abana for his inspiring wisdom sharing. Inshallah, we will have a rest here for all the staff. We will meet again for lunch at 12:30 as informed. At 12, inshallah. But in the meantime, we will have a session with the management of all the other participants over here, inshallah. So kita tangguhkan